Welcome to part 34 of our Clone Wars rewrite. We are currently rewriting the character of Ahsoka Tano, and in this video we'll be focusing on Season 4, Episode 11, Kidnapped, where we have Ahsoka trying to navigate her compassion toward Anakin's struggle with his past and her concern over the lengths he's presently willing to go. Thanks for joining us! Alright, argument against Ahsoka for Season 4, Episode 11. The writers blatantly showboat Ahsoka, having her front and center, while Anakin and Obi-Wan are almost entirely forgotten. When Anakin reacts angrily to the news that the Togruta people have been kidnapped by slavers, Ahsoka gives him weird looks. Firstly, this shows how little Ahsoka cares about her people or Anakin, since a much more appropriate response would have been to show concern. Secondly, keep in mind that only 4 episodes from now, Ahsoka is shown giving her full support to Anakin when he is displaying much more sinister behavior, but we'll get to that. After learning of the colonists' disappearance, Ahsoka senselessly remarks, "That's impossible, those are my people." It seems she seriously believes that just because they're connected to her, that they should somehow be impervious to disaster. Sorry, Ahsoka, but unfortunately your plot armor does not extend to other characters. Quite the opposite, actually. And I went over all of these points and more in my adaptation Abomination series, which I'm quite proud of. I really went deep into these episodes there and just, pulled apart everything and showed how the original comic version was not perfect, but a heck of a lot better.
Yeah.
Even though Ahsoka is supposed to be more immature and, snippy and everything like that in the original comic version, she's actually much more mature and just an overall around better character.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, check those out. As for this, I guess we'll just start. Where we are going always reflects where we came from. Wah.
Wah. Okay, so this was a quote recommended by one of our frequent commenter. Okay, one of our frequent commenters.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to them. So this is: the truest characters of ignorance are vanity and pride and arrogance by Samuel Butler.
Actually, one thing that was in my notes, and I was kind of thinking about this when I was going through my videos. Dooku is necessary for the themes of like, oh, you're a slave too, but that's about it. Because, after that scene there, this version has completely removed the official separatist alliance to the Zygerians. So do we want to maybe keep his involvement more in the shadows, like a mystery, until the last episode? Or do we want to just leave him as is?
I think it is kind of a cool idea to kind of keep him in the shadows.
Because I just think, because he's such a mustache twirling villain and it's done really poorly.
Yep.
It'd be fun to kind of go through his scenes and see if we can adjust them to make his involvement more intriguing. But I don't think we're actually going to spend time to do that. I just wanted to talk about it.
More like an in theory thing rather than in practice thing.
Yes. This thing takes forever. There we go. 20 seconds just skipped of them landing and deploying, and it's still going, but I've skipped as much as I can.
Anybody else think it's too quiet? I haven't seen any colonists.
First of all, I think we want to ask ourselves the question of whether or not we want Ahsoka to have more of a connection, like a properly set up connection to her people in this arc, or if we just want to get rid of that. Because honestly, I don't think it adds anything to the overall story.
Yeah, if anything, it kind of helps having her feel disconnected from her people, because then when she leaves the Jedi Order, it's like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I am going to go to. Like she feels no connection to her people, to her family. So then it's like, okay, I am leaving my only family.
Yeah, and I think it would also kind of be in line with what we're trying to portray of her, especially in this season so far, that she's trying to be this model Jedi, and Jedi don't have attachments, so there you go.
Yeah.
So would we keep her line as is, I think?
The weird thing is calling them Collins. I guess it's the narrative's way of saying, oh, they're not on like the Togruta homeworld, but they've already established that we're not on the Togruta homeworld. So like, and like obviously they've been living here for quite a while, so it seems like just a little bit weird to be like, they're colonists, especially in today's day and age when colonizers, like, that term is very loaded.
True, yeah.
So then I feel like it would just be better to just say, I don't see any people, or whatever.
I don't see anyone.
Yeah, I just find it really weird that she refers to them as colonists.
Yeah, it is weird
because it's like, how long have these people, made this their home? Like
yeah,
because there's no like further lore. It's like, okay, I don't think they've displaced anyone by coming here, so why not just say this is their home?
Yeah.
Like treat them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, look, this stuff is so amazing. Anakin does one thing. Did you see that? They're only shooting at Ahsoka.
What?
Like, you do see droids firing, but as soon as the view changes the angle, then I guess the other droids aren't firing anymore, or they're firing out of view, and just the one droid focused on shooting the swirling green lightsabers.
Okay.
These guys are doing nothing. Like, the guy's literally driving, huh? What? And then, it's like, good job. Thanks for showing up. Highly trained soldier knows that they're being attacked, and he's just driving like, oh, what? Oh, Dad.
But yeah, like, I think we've talked about this scene like a bajillion times. I don't think we need to like go over it again. Suffice to say, we're gonna give Anakin more, we're gonna give Obi-Wan something to do, because Obi-Wan gets nothing in this scene. Oh, and Rex too. I was gonna say, like, this is something we could possibly draw on the comic again for, because the comic was much more balanced. I especially remember that one scene with Rex, like, blowing up the tanks. That was cool. So I would give him that here instead of Yeah, that just occurred to me that they give the tank exploding scene to Ahsoka. They give everything to Ahsoka in that scene.
Yeah, so and then that's the end of the battle. So she gets the finishing move.
Well, she gets everything except for that one thing that Anakin, like that one swipe at the biker droid that Anakin did, and
Rex destroys the first tank.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Rex got one thing, Anakin got one thing,
Obi-Wan got no thing.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Like that Obi-Wan literally got nothing. It's like, what the heck?
If you wanted to, because we had back in season 2, landing at Point Rain, we had her lesson being about like the not playing the tally game. In the comic, they actually have them playing the tally game, though Ahsoka doesn't really get involved. It's more so of an Anakin thing, and Rex kind of plays along a little bit too.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So you could have Anakin and Rex playing the tally game here, because we had it that it was clones who kind of roped Ahsoka into it before, and then Obi-Wan kind of taught her, hey, we don't do that. But then if you show now that Anakin has been kind of roped into it, then right, it again shows this, like, he's allowing himself to kind of be corrupted. So again, like, she's like, okay, he's not going down the path I want to go down.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah, so I think it'd be good to kind of include that. Maybe a little bit of banter between Anakin and Rex, showing that they're playing the tally game. And then yeah, you can also have Rex and Anakin be more involved in the fighting as a result. Obviously Obi-Wan would be too, but he wouldn't be playing the tally game, and neither would Ahsoka, though they're still contributing to the fight.
Zygerian scum! I'll handle that slaver.
Anakin, he asked for me.
Why is he so upset?
Anakin has never talked about his past, has he?
Only to tell me he won't talk about it.
As a child, Anakin and his mother were sold into slavery by the Hutt clans. Anakin has struggled to put his past behind him.
Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on him.
Make sure you do.
I hate it, 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 I hate it.
The background and the
And the tone. The tone is just so wrong for what they are trying to convey here. Given what we're going for with her character, kind of like trying to create more of a divide between her and Anakin. I don't mind the look, that initial look she gives him staying, but I would definitely at least tweak the dialogue because it is just so bad.
I mean, like, I don't like any of this. Like, the way Obi-Wan is treating Anakin, and thus, you know, the way the narrative is treating Anakin.
It is absolutely infantilization. Oh, the little baby is acting out, and so we need to keep an eye on him, okay?
I mean, overall, I don't really agree with the kind of portrayal TCW gives of Anakin being this volatile, irresponsible. I mean, we have fixed him a little bit over the previous rewrites, but I think since our goal has kind of overall been to not stray too far from the original version when it comes to characters, I mean, that's part of the reason why we have Anakin being good with Ahsoka being his Padawan anyways, right? Because we are kind of going along with TCW's version of him for this exercise.
Yeah.
And so I think it would also make sense if we continue to kind of follow their trajectory of giving him this supposedly progressive decay, when it's like, that's not really how his character arc worked, guys, and like, you certainly didn't pull it off at all, but I will shrug.
And I mean, like, that moment, I feel like it is in character for him, because, like, that part of his life is so triggering.
I'm just thinking, because that scene where he comes back to Tatooine when he's looking for his mother, and he's not on Tatooine, like, cutting people down and freaking out and can't handle, like, you can see he hates being back there. But I mean, even the way he is with Watto, like, it's extremely restrained in the sense that he's like, I am going to contain myself because I am looking for my mother. So even though I hate you and a part of me wants to kill you, I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So, but that was before he found his mother dead.
Yeah,
so
because
like,
Shmi's death was a big point in his downward arc.
So then you could argue that, like, this reaction is a bit more but I did like how the comic handled it. Like, the comic had him short-tempered and a bit hot-headed, but not to this extreme. Either which way, I guess my point is, I don't think we're going to change Anakin's behavior. I just kind of wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
As for Ahsoka,
I'm trying to remember how the comic had that exchange go. I seem to remember, like, it wasn't perfect. Like, I would have tweaked that version if I could, but it was much better than this.
It was different time, different place.
Like, I cannot get over her tone though. Oh, why is he so upset? He won't tell me anything about his past. Nah. Oh my goodness. A good director would have sat Ashley down and been like, okay, that was terrible. Let's try again.
Here we go. So they just finished a holo transmission with Yoda, who was instructing them to be cautious, as Obi-Wan says in the next panel here. So that finishes, and Anakin is immediately like, get the troops ready for combat. We're going to jump to the Zygerian system, as soon as possible. And Obi-Wan's like, what are you doing? And he's kind of snappy with Obi-Wan. Do you have a better idea? And so then Ahsoka quietly asks, what's going on? And then Obi-Wan answers, and his tone is much more respectful, much more compassionate.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka's response as well.
Leagues better.
And then Obi-Wan does get a better idea, and they go to the Shikar Straits. But, Anakin's expression here, he had that kind of outburst, but then he got it under control again.
Yeah,
and then he, like, when they go to the Shikar Straits and they do confront some Zygerians, again, he has another outburst. Right? So he's not perfect, but he's trying, and he's a reasonable person.
Yeah.
Whereas, in TCW, he just completely loses his mind.
So, like, getting down to fixing Ahsoka's dialogue in the show, this is the thing that I would also change from the comic. But, like, the situation they are in is upsetting. So Ahsoka acting like he should not be upset is just baffling to me. So I would have her ask, instead of like, oh, what got into him, or like, what's his problem? I'd have her ask, like,
why is he so upset?
Is he okay? That is what I would have her ask instead. And then Obi-Wan can have his whole spiel about like, Anakin's having problems overcoming these struggles he has with his past and yada yada. Would we have his dialogue closer to the comic, or straight up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just hate the way Obi-Wan is. So and it's such an easy swap. And like I really like Ahsoka's response as well, where she's like, I can't even imagine that. Like, we don't need to have this whole, oh, I'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, you'd better.
Yeah, just take from the comic in that regard.
Yeah.
So much better. Thank you, Henry Gilroy.
Because if anything, her later moments of like when she's like, hey, master, and like stuff like that, right? I think those would work better if you don't have that undercurrent of, oh, she's babysitting him because of these lines here.
Yeah.
So like we could still potentially keep those now that we've gotten rid of the offer and directive to babysit him.
No one will survive. No.
I would like a little more reaction to this from both of them. Like,
yeah, it seems to be mostly focusing on Ahsoka here, which is weird considering the freak out Anakin just had.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's part of it. It's just like they have him go completely off the wall. And then he's just, okay, we're gonna.
Like a yo-yo.
Yeah, because it's like right now he should be thinking, oh, I told Obi-Wan I was gonna handle that guy, and now look what's happening. I would have taken care of this by wringing his neck. Either which way. I like how in the comic, as soon as they heard that, they sprang into action to go find the bombs. In this version, they have him explode one, and then they have to hang out and kind of help people before they get going. Which is one of those things, like it shows the stakes, I suppose. But at the same time, it takes time. So it's like, and you could kind of have your cake and eat it too if you wanted, in that he does explode one, but it's not right beside them. So then it doesn't slow them from, because you could have it like they head out right now. He gives R2 instructions to like send him the bomb coordinates. And then as they are leaving, one could explode from like right where they are. I guess it doesn't make sense for either of them to want to turn back, but you could still have this moment of like they swing to a stop and they exchange like a really grim look. And then the coordinates show up on Anakin's thing, and Anakin's like, let's go get, the rest of them before, more damage is done. And then they go. It because as it is, it's like, okay, how did they not get injured? They were like right beside it.
Hook R2 up and he'll locate the bombs. Ahsoka, let's go.
Where are we going?
To disarm the bombs while Obi-Wan negotiates.
I surrender.
I hate that so much. I hate it so much. But yeah, I hate how Ahsoka's like, what? Where are we going? It's like,
Duh.
duh. Was she worried that they were gonna storm the tower and Anakin was gonna follow through on his earlier threat?
Who even knows?
Why ask that question? I mean, of course, she asks it so that he can answer. That's the writing in TCW.
Because you have to explain literally every little thing to your audience, because your audience is stupid, guys. You have to spoon feed them everything. Unless it's something you don't want to explain, in which case, don't address it at all.
General Skywalker, your droid's transmitting the bomb coordinates now.
Copy that, Cody. We're approaching the first bomb now.
I guess somehow he knew that the first bomb was gonna be over here.
Very convenient.
So we did kind of change it now, but how I had originally maybe planned to have this happen was that it shows the coordinates appearing on Anakin's screen and he comments, R2 found them, right? Like instead of having that thing where he gets Cody to hook R2 up and then you have Cody calling him to tell him R2 found, like that just takes time and it's so unnecessary. So it's like, just have R2 be the one to do it. Don't have that thing of like showing R2 finding them and then sending them to Anakin. Just have them appear on Anakin's screen because we'll already understand where they're coming from. Right? And so he could, when they show up on his screen, he could just comment like, aha, R2 found them. Then he or Ahsoka could note, hey, we're not too far from that one. And then they take a sharp turn to get to it. So it doesn't slow down the momentum to convey details, and it removes the overt convenience of them already being exactly where they need to be.
Do you hear that?
Oh, that was so funny. Ha ha ha. They heard it. And then he's like, do you hear that? And then it's not funny.
What are you talking about? Is peak humor.
Oh, look at Ahsoka. She's so cool. She's the coolest. Everybody loves Ahsoka. It's amazing. Where's Anakin? Oh. Nice of him to join her.
There must be a wire we should cut.
That should never have worked in a million, zillion, billion years.
I agree. Do we want to bother changing that for this episode? Like have them use a different method or just leave it as is?
The comic method was perfectly sensible and quick. She had to disconnect the receiver from the bomb, right? Because if it can't receive the signal to explode, it won't explode. So
exactly, that's how you disarm a bomb in real life. Like, why not just apply that here?
Basically, what the design in the comic, it had kind of a disc on top. It started with them doing the whole wire thing, but then as it progressed, they were just destroying or removing the receiver.
Right.
So you could have this moment of Ahsoka peering into, we should cut a wire, and then he just walks up and cuts the disc off, and problem solved.
Or alternatively, do we want to draw from the comic and have Anakin kind of taking care of the droids while Ahsoka takes care of the bomb?
Yeah, if we were going to do it their stupid way where you have everything parceled out, it would make sense to do it the way I just suggested. But if we were going to do it better, then yeah, to layer it would be ideal. So they come up together, they're both deflecting fire, and obviously you'd have to have a bigger group of droids. Actually, no, that makes... Because it's in the comic, this was a separatist thing. In this version, I don't even know why there's any droids here at all at this point, or why there ever was. It's just weird that Dooku's involved and using separatist forces for something that has nothing to do with the separatists at all.
True, yeah.
So it would be like, okay, do we want to have it be all Zygerian troops? But then that gets a bit darker because now you're dealing with sentience and you're back on Geonosis where, Ki-Adi-Mundi's like flamethrowering, that's a word, these sentient creatures.
We could potentially have it be Zygerian forces. Because, I wouldn't call it dark if essentially you do a straight swap of droids for Zygerian forces and the Zygerian forces start firing at the Republic forces as soon as they see them. So at that point, it's like, okay, you are fully justified in attacking back. So there's no moral ambiguity there. But here potentially we could have a bit of moral ambiguity because it's Anakin killing all these Zygerian forces. Potentially he could cut down most of them and then maybe one of them kind of starts to act
cover,
like
kind of escape.
maybe they'll stand down, maybe they'll surrender, but Anakin just cuts them down.
I guess the problem with having it be all Zygerian soldiers is that then it's like they're, I wonder if we should go to Zygeria about this. It becomes a given.
So
Though,
just want
on the other hand, the way they have it in this version, it's already kind of sped up. If this speeds it up even more and takes away that strange kind of like, okay, why are they going to Zygeria when they don't really have much reason to, based on what is actually in this episode? Having this be all Zygerian soldiers would remove that ambiguity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then it works out. Perfect.
Okay, so
like the idea.
Anakin's fighting, Ahsoka takes care of the bomb?
Yeah. So if we go with what I just suggested, I'm kind of thinking of maybe having Ahsoka miss that moment where Anakin cuts down the guy who's trying to surrender. So she's fixated on the bomb. Maybe she just hears it in the background. Maybe she hears the guy start to say no, I surrender, and then it cuts off. And she kind of looks back with this shocked expression, but she has to focus on the bomb. So she turns back and she deals with that. And then afterward, you can tell she's not really sure what to say.
If you have him just say no, I, and then maybe get a s sound out but nothing else, so that it's very it's more unclear whether he was going to surrender or not. The audience can put two and two together, especially if you kind of show the guy putting his weapon down and putting his hands up and starting to talk, and then it cuts to Ahsoka to show that she's not looking, she can't see, she's busy focused, and then you hear Anakin's lightsaber, and she turns around wait, what? And then the thing's beeping at her and she's like, oh dang, so the audience kind of knows exactly what happened, but it's reasonable that Ahsoka doesn't know what happened exactly.
Right.
So we have her solve it all on her own, or do we have Anakin come and help her at the end?
I think it'd be fine to have her solve it on her own.
Yeah. Maybe she solves it the wire way here, and then later he can just cut the top off one. She's like, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, that works.
I trusted my instincts.
You mean you guessed?
Yeah, but it was an educated guess. Now come on, there's plenty more to go.
Joy.
Yeah.
Did I mention I hate everything?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously with her solving it on her own,
this is
then,
all thankfully cut. Bye-bye. Stupid exchanges and eye rolls and completely unjustified attitude.
Yeah, so she could finish it, and then she kind of stands back, and she stops and she looks around, and there's Zygerian bodies everywhere. And she's like, oh. And he's like, all right, let's go. Next one. And she's just like, right, yeah.
Yeah.
And off they go, and then he gets punched a lot. I would have Obi-Wan's fight be like the comic version.
Yeah.
Where he's not just a punching bag.
It's much more balanced.
These are the last of them.
Yeah, see, they only have 2 iterations of them taking down the bombs in this version. Which, I mean, you and I like montages. Filoni obviously doesn't like montages. There's no montages.
Yeah, like the montage is such a great tool as well, in visual media. So it's bro, what are you doing?
And there was some like really cool iterations in the comic that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to include a little bit more of a montage. Even if you just show you show the first one and then you have maybe like 3 in a montage, and then because rule of 3, and then show the last one. It's nice that Anakin actually gets the spotlight this time.
Droids! On the roof!
If they're connected, we'll have to defuse them at the same time.
You just had an opportunity right there. Too bad you're not like super fast Jedi or something.
Sniper! Their shields are too strong!
That whole scene, I mean, like, it continues in the next bit as well, but it's just like, obvious statement. Stating the obvious. Obvious statement. Thanks for that. I couldn't have seen that with my own 2 eyes.
Nope, not at all. Because remember, folks, your audience is stupid.
I heard, or read, I read an interesting theory on that. And maybe that doesn't apply to this so much because I don't know if it was as common a thing in this would have been 2012, 2013. But someone was speculating that shows nowadays, they spell everything out because I think they were attributing it to Netflix. So they're like, Netflix knows that a lot of people do this, and so it wants shows to be compatible with this, where you have it playing on a second screen and you're not paying attention to it. You're just kind of listening, watching. So they have the dialogue explain what you're seeing or should be seeing, so that if you're not seeing it, you can still follow what's happening.
Wow, okay, that is deeply upsetting.
Like, obviously this was just somebody's comment, and they were talking about Netflix specifically, so I don't think that applies to what's going here. I think this is more of a problem of dumbing it down because, this is a kid's show and kids are stupid. So, and again, Filoni not being confident in showing versus telling. But yeah, I found that really interesting when I read that comment. I was like, oh, that explains so much now. Now you know too. Have fun with that knowledge.
Hooray.
I'm pinned down! Master, we're running out of time!
I know. We have to do something. And quick.
The redundancy is delightful, though.
Yes, indeed.
They're weak from the side. I've got an angle on your droid.
Same time. Ready? That was a close one.
Let's hope Obi-Wan shares our luck.
Obi-Wan is gone! He got kicked so hard, he faded into another dimension. That's amazing.
That's a crazy screenshot, though. Like,
I'm just gonna leave it there because that's amazing.
Again, like, I'm tempted to say, like, let's just go with the comic version of those events because, like, everything is awful.
I also love how the comic version, it included Rex in that.
Yeah.
Like, Anakin calls him up, is like, hey, we're pinned down. He's like, on it, and just snipes the droidicas.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. This video is like secretly kind of like an advertisement for the Slaves of the Republic comics. Seriously, guys, though, if you haven't read those comics, go read them. Or at the very least, read the Zygerian Slavers arc, because it is quite good. It's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, because I mean, the main fixes to that is you get rid of the visual and audio redundancy. I do appreciate that they have Anakin be the one to figure it out rather than having it be Ahsoka. So I mean, that's a plus, especially after how the last scene treated him like a dunce, kind of. So it would definitely be cool to give Rex a bit back of what he had been given in the comic, because they take everything away from Rex, like from the comic. So giving him back the occasional thing.
And again, Filoni claimed that Rex and Ahsoka are the main characters of the show.
Yeah. This
BS.
series is about them. Okay. Moving on. Again, these would be Zygerian soldiers, though. They would not be droids. So would that change anything?
Again, I think the same rule as earlier applies. Those droids were like immediately firing, so have the Zygerian forces do the same, and then the Anakin and Ahsoka are well within their rights to attack back.
I was more referring like having Rex snipe and such like that. Like,
so yeah, I think it's still okay with having Rex like sniping the Zygerian forces, because if they are attacking Anakin and Ahsoka, then again he's defending his Jedi friends. So
I guess part of the reason I was kind of like was because my brain was still like, but this is kind of a kid show. But we have already kind of decided that if we were rewriting TCW, we would leave it at the PG-13 rating that it was going to have.
Yeah.
Okay, so Obi-Wan is pathetic, and the Zygerian slaver gets away. And so Obi-Wan calls Anakin.
Dinar is making his escape from the tower.
On our way.
We'll never catch him in time.
I am not letting that slaver scum get away.
Yeah, like, what is the point of Ahsoka saying that?
Exactly. And they catch him in time, so wow, Ahsoka, you were wrong.
But nobody ever points that out.
Nope.
Of course. If it was Anakin who was wrong, then, Ahsoka would gloat about it. But since Ahsoka is wrong, then
just sweep
narrative
it under the
just
rug.
sweeps it under the rug.
That didn't happen. So shall we just cut that line?
You could just have her ask, like, are you sure we can catch him in time? And then him being like, I'm not letting that slaver scum get away.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because even just having that, like, it's still her doubting. And I think with our iteration of Ahsoka, like, she wouldn't do that. She would just try her very best, and if they don't make it, then that's how it is.
The other option is you tack a little bit more onto her sentence. Like, are you sure we can make it in time? Perhaps Rex, right? So maybe she's about to suggest, hey, Rex is an excellent sniper. He just sniped that guy who was shooting those, So you don't have her make the whole suggestion, but you have her start, and then Anakin's like, no, I am dealing with this personally.
That could work, though. I don't know if it makes sense. Like, it doesn't super matter because we're not having her say the whole thing anyway, but I don't think it would really make sense that Rex would be able to snipe someone in a ship that's taking off. I don't know.
Well, he could snipe him as he runs along this thing here. Maybe. I guess there's not a line of sight, but she doesn't necessarily know that at the point that she's suggesting it. Otherwise, yeah, you're right. We could always just cut it, or you could have it that maybe she didn't hear what Obi-Wan said, so she could be like, what's going on? And then he's like, we're going after what's his face, Dinar. I'm not letting that slaver scum get away, or something like that. So, like, Anakin still gets his line, but the reason he says it is different.
Yeah, either works.
Either works. It's too bad that Obi-Wan has never in canon been shown to be able to run super fast.
Such a shame.
TCW really respects the movies.
For sure.
For someone who was like, we're never gonna catch him in time, she seems to know exactly what Anakin is thinking and just jumps right off the cliff with him to get onto the ship. I don't know, it's weird. What if we had it that, like, she sees that Dinar's taking off and Anakin is still barreling toward the edge and she's like, Master? And he's like, we're gonna jump. Just keep following me, or something like that.
Yeah, so there's an explanation there.
There's communication there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it's like, oh, this is how she knows what they're doing. Okay,
So, what's your
this whole thing is really stupid and forced. Like, why doesn't he just slide over to the other engine and take that engine out too?
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I guess they're afraid that, they jump to get on the ship. They can jump to get off the ship, and and clear the crash zone. So like, do we want to have them do that, or?
I guess you could say that oh well, it would definitely crash. It would definitely crash very soon, and then they obviously want this guy alive.
Oh right, yeah.
So basically, they just want to slow him down, I guess. But it's also think back to when Ahsoka took out Aura Singh, right? She sliced the whole wing off, and then she ran up to the viewport of the bridge and started to attack through there, right? Because if you can break their viewport, well, now they're not going to space.
Yeah, I think the damaged engine kind of works in the same way, so I think that's why it was Anakin's go-to.
I guess so, but my thought is if they just hopped from here up to the bridge, wouldn't that be a lot faster and smarter?
Yeah, it would. So do we want to have them do that?
Because the only reason they have the fight against the monstrous beastie is because action, and it was in the original. Otherwise, it's what's the point of this?
Yeah, they gotta have that climax, right?
So if we wanted, we could make Dinar more formidable, but we wouldn't want him to be able to actually put up a fight against both Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah, I don't know if that would make sense, especially since Dinar is a non-force sensitive.
So I guess it does make sense to have something that would hold one of them back.
I have an idea now, because we had that scene earlier where Anakin kills the guy who's trying to surrender, and she kind of suspects that. So maybe Ahsoka, I don't know if we would make this explicit, but maybe she's afraid that Anakin will just straight up try to execute Dinar instead of taking him into custody. So that's why she goes ahead to get Dinar to stand down herself.
Right. There is also, they do have, now I remember, a moment where Anakin's oh, you gotta go stabilize the ship. But it's why wouldn't Dinar already be doing that? Or would he want the ship to be unstable so that they have a harder time? We could have it that, like you said, Ahsoka goes ahead because she's worried, but to make it less obvious, then she's oh, I'm gonna go stabilize the ship to help out. But she's also planning to secure Dinar while she's there. I'm just
a little worried about how it'll come off if Anakin's struggling to fight this thing and she just ditches.
Well, we could make Anakin more competent than he is in TCW.
Good point. We'll go with that.
But yes, in the current version, Ahsoka is just, what's your plan? You've been thinking, right? Instead of being, at all helpful. So
we could fix it just as easily as it just needs a tone change, honestly. So it's a genuine
or she
so
could
what's
be
the plan?
Specific, okay, how do we get inside? And then maybe, because here Anakin responds I don't know.
I'm open to ideas.
So instead he could just pull out his lightsaber and go to start cutting open the thing, but then Dinar opens it. So they're oh, okay.
Or maybe he does what you suggested. He kind of starts looking for a way to climb up to get to the viewport, but then the door opens. Right. So he's okay, just go in this way.
Yeah, he could be head for the bridge, and then it cracks open. I think I'd want kind of a moment where they look at each other and okay, why did he open the doors? What's he planning?
Yeah. Well, maybe Anakin even speculates that Dinar is surrendering. Maybe just kind of show it in Ahsoka's face that she is remembering that scene from earlier, and she's oh crap. This could go very badly.
And then the beastie gets let out. Maybe she responds okay, I guess not. Or well, that answers that question, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe she suggests that he's surrendering. It's kind of hey, so we can not go in there to kill him. And yeah, you can kind of try and hint something that like she's thinking about earlier. And then when Anakin sees the beast let out, then he makes that comment of like, doesn't look like it. And so then she's like, oh crap.
Yeah,
Now he's
yeah,
gonna be
that
really
works better.
mad.
Hold on!
Hold on! Do I have a choice?
Why did it take him so long to do that? I mean, like, I guess his arms were pinned, but like, how does this creature manage to pin a Jedi?
Exactly. The fact that they don't show how that happened on screen, it's like, okay, yeah, that's BS, and you guys know it's BS, which is why you're not showing it.
It's like both of them should not have been grabbed at all. They should be dodging easily.
If anything, I would have like Anakin's go-to here be like what he did in Attack of the Clones with that giant like rhino thing. He just immediately taps into the Force in order to subdue it. And then Ahsoka takes that moment to be like, hey, I'm gonna go stabilize the ship.
But then he would be right behind her.
No, it would take him a minute, cause
Oh,
if you remember the Attack of the Clones scene, it did take him a minute there. So I think it would
So
reasonably
the
take
thing
him
is
the same
moving,
amount of
it's
time.
still flailing, but like he is clearly showing that he's got this well under control. Like he's dodging and flipping just as easily as she is to avoid the thing. Maybe cutting some tentacles to get it under control, and then yeah, the ship is tipping every which way, and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna go stabilize the ship. And then you don't have this whole stupid, oh, you're only making it angry.
You're only making it angry!
I mean, like, I get they want their funny quips. And so having the, like, hold on, which doesn't make any sense. Why would he say that in that moment? What is she supposed to hold on to? Or do you mean hold on as in don't do anything?
It's
like,
just setting up her response. Do I have a choice?
Yeah, it's dumb.
It is.
Like, it would make sense if she had, like, kind of almost fallen off of the ramp or something and just grabbed on, and he's like, oh, hold on, like, and he's trying to get to her, and then a tentacle scoops her up, and she's like, oh, hey, do I have a choice? Like, at least then it would make sense. I think it would still be pretty forced, but at least it would make sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, this doesn't make any sense, and so it's just blatantly like, oh, gotta have our cool quip in there. These are our heroes, folks, quipping left and right. But yes, he gets mad at her for helping.
Ahsoka, you're only making it angry! I'll handle it. Go stabilize the ship!
And then he immediately fails to handle it. Super sneaky, Ahsoka.
Young Jedi.
I'm not so young anymore.
Oh no, Anakin's having trouble. No, Anakin's having trouble. Oh look, Ahsoka's not having any trouble.
But yeah, like, it's so stupid. Like, why would you stabilize the ship first? Like, you straight up alerted him to your presence and completely ruined your element of surprise there. So, like, good job, you're a moron. And yeah, like, oh, that's stupid line. So, yeah, like, have her use her advantage of surprise to, like, get the upper hand straight away.
What if,
And
like, because if
actually
we actually
terrifying.
have the ship, like, being really unstable so that she has enough of an excuse.
Yeah, because
if
as
you want
it
to
is,
make
it's
it-
like, you can barely tell that the ship's unstable.
Well, I mean, Anakin is having a lot of trouble standing straight. Ahsoka's not having any trouble at all.
Of course.
And yeah, especially once she gets up here, there's no visible difficulty in walking around. So it's a question of, do you make it kind of the same as it is here, where it's like, okay, does she really need to stabilize the ship? So then why did she use that excuse, right? And then she doesn't stabilize it, she goes direct for him, right? Which implies she just gave that as an excuse. But then it's like, okay, well, wouldn't Anakin be a bit suspicious? And that she's like, I gotta go stabilize the ship that doesn't really need stabilizing, and then she doesn't stabilize it. You could
Actually-
have, like, if he came up and he's like, I thought you were gonna stabilize the ship, she could be, oh, he attacked me first, or something like that. Like, she could lie.
Yeah. If anything, that would make it more clear, like, the idea we're trying to get across here. Also, I was gonna suggest, like, she doesn't have to physically press the buttons. She has the Force.
I was gonna suggest that as another option, that she uses the Force to press the buttons. He hears it, realizes, something's going on. So he turns around and he doesn't see her. And then he turns back and she's like right beside him. Like she snuck up on him. Like if he turns to his left, she snuck up behind him on his right.
Yeah.
And so you also get a bit of a bit of a jump scare or whatever. Like just kind of like, boom, right here. Like obviously she wouldn't say anything, but I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would.
But then you lose that element of her lying to Anakin later. But it's like, do we want to have her lying to Anakin? If she lies to Anakin in front of this guy, would he potentially be like, oh, okay, there's something going on between these two, I can pit them against each other? Then how would you deal with that?
Oh yeah, that could potentially be interesting. We have a lot of good options here. How do we choose?
I think I like the one where she uses the Force to stabilize it and then like goes straight for him. Right? So she's not just responding to him attacking her, she's initiating getting this guy before Anakin can come. So it may not be 100% clear that she's trying to get to him before Anakin can, but at least if the audience doesn't understand that, they do see, okay, she can tell Anakin has this situation under control, so she goes to help by stabilizing the ship and catching Dinar. So her actions still make sense, even if you miss the underlying motivation. Because as it is, she goes and helps and by stabilizing the ship, but she leaves Anakin in a lurch. Mind you, they have him tell her to go.
Yeah.
And because he's being all like, no, I got this. Anakin, I'm cocky and I don't ask for help. And
I hate it.
anything right. Yeah, it's great. Is Anakin to a T, according to people who like TCW Anakin. Like I said previously, like TCW gives the fans the worst impression of Anakin. TCW fans say they like TCW Anakin, but they hate the man. They think he's stupid and boorish and arrogant and irresponsible and hot-headed. Like, I doubt they could come up with a single positive quality. He's bad, Ahsoka's good. But they're like, oh, but he's so much better than prequels, Anakin. Okay, but how? You hate him. Actually, since we're on the topic of Anakin, because one of the things we kind of wanted to discuss was potentially have Anakin be more so the focus of this arc.
Yeah.
Because of the way we are fixing TCW with this focus on Ahsoka, we're kind of making Ahsoka the main character. But if we were sticking to the original plan for the TCW to be about Anakin and Obi-Wan, then I think the best way to tackle it would be get rid of Ahsoka entirely, so that you can focus on that relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan. But at least for, if you still had Ahsoka, at least for this arc, have her role significantly reduced or gone completely. I think we actually suggested one time alternative ideas. We could have it that Ayla Sakura is the one with Anakin and Obi-Wan for this arc instead of Ahsoka. And as she has made peace with her own past, she is able to be a foil against Anakin, who has not. She tries to teach him that, well, to borrow from Lion King, you can either run from your past or learn from it. And maybe he starts to embrace that message, and being able to face his past with a calm mind helps them succeed. But then he backslides at the end because, to twist what happened in the comic, the slave facility is left intact. And maybe we see Palpatine through the Senate put pressure on the Jedi to leave it, which Anakin wouldn't see, but we do see. And the Jedi justify it with the same learn from the past mentality. Kind of like, oh, well, we can put this facility to better use or whatever, right? And then that would be a great way to show a corruption of the Jedi values and a way to feed into the rift between them and Anakin.
Yeah.
But I especially really like having Ayla Sakura as the foil to Anakin for this arc. I think that would be really great.
Yeah, it would be so good. Like, I think we will have, like, even with how we're writing the show currently, with this focus on Ahsoka, I think we should technically still have a bit of a chance with the following episodes to shine a bit more of a light on Anakin, hopefully.
Mission accomplished, Master.
Batman voice, fly!
Oh.
Where are the colonists?
I mean, I guess he's doing it too, but...
Where are they?
Master.
I think if we change the tone, that'll still work. Because, like you said, right? She's terrified he's just gonna kill this guy. And so maybe have her, like, not like grab per se, but like she puts a hand on his opposing wrist and kind of like, Master, like, just like, come back to me, bro. Where you at? Like, let's not do this, please. We need him.
Especially after like what she learned from Obi-Wan in this episode, I think she should be at least trying to come from a place of compassion. So yeah, I was kind of gonna suggest something similar, like maybe she puts her hand on his shoulder, and like you can see in her eyes, she is just like pleading with him, like, please don't do this. And
she
it kind of helps him bring it down.
If you have her intone it more as a question rather than a statement, so it's like, Master?
Like, yeah, we could do that, but really, I don't think she needs to say anything at all for that moment to work.
Yeah, either which way. I think you did put it well. That she is trying to balance between being compassionate given what she knows now and being like, okay, we need this guy. Don't go down this road right now.
My queen is going to bring back the royal slave auction.
We'll see about that.
I don't get that face. Why did she make that face? What's with the face? Somebody please explain the face.
I know, right? Like, speaking of her stupid face, I think instead of having her be all like glowery the same way Anakin is, while the guy's like, yeah, we're gonna bring back the slave auction, like, have her look more horrified.
Just like, I just showed you compassion and you are gloating about enslaving people. What is wrong with you?
Exactly, yeah. And as for this look here, I'm actually not sure whether we should, like, I don't think it really makes sense. I think we should just get rid of that.
Do we want to have Anakin scoff or be like, we'll see about that?
Yeah, get rid of the scoff.
We'll see about that. Because he should still be tense. He should still be grim and I'm not killing you, but I want to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, especially after what he just said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the scoff just does
like,
not
it should be
fit
extremely restrained. If she's already looking horrified, then maybe, because as it is, her face is all scrunched up right now because she's glowering, and then her face suddenly like opens up, but it's kind of this like, what? Why are you saying that? Like, I really cannot read her expression. I have no idea what it's supposed to be conveying she's trying to think. Whereas if we have her face already kind of open in this kind of like horrified, like, holy moly, dude, like, there's something wrong with you. You're a terrible person. And then it kind of like relaxes when she looks at Anakin, like, because she can tell that he's restraining himself, but it's like, okay, he's restraining himself. Yeah. And like, there's potentially a part of her that's like, I mean, now that we got the information, like, would it be so bad if right? Like, because this guy's a terrible dude. Yeah, I'm not sure entirely what reaction to give her. Something better than this weird, what is she thinking?
There you go.
You know,
we should do that with all our rewrites. Just be
not
like,
this,
you know, something better.
Moving
and okay, we're done now. Moving on.
We would save a lot of hours.
We would, yes.
The entire population appears to have simply vanished.
Vanished? That's impossible.
And that's all she says.
We're done then. Yay! So that was season 4, episode 11, Kidnapped. We had Ahsoka trying to navigate her compassion toward Anakin's struggle with his past and her concern over the lengths he's presently willing to go. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, share with your friends, and consider subscribing so you don't miss future installments. As always, comment below letting us know what you think of our rewrites and what you would do differently. We'd appreciate any support you are willing and able to offer via Super Thanks or on Patreon, where we have plenty of exclusive content waiting for you. Next up, we'll be tackling Season 4, Episode 12, Slaves of the Republic, so be sure to join us for that. Okay.
I'm honestly shocked at how fast we did this.
Yeah.
Especially given all the interruptions. Dang. We done good.
We bows. We bows.
Usually you don't say bye when you're quoting someone.
Your face.
Okay.
Can you hear the vacuum cleaner in the background?
Yes.
Man, vacuum cleaners suck.
They do.
Oh, the puns.
The puns. Okay. I don't hear it anymore.
That's weird, because it's still going.
Well, I don't hear it anymore, so...
Maybe your ears are broken.
Okay, are we going to get this done within a reasonable amount of time or not?
Even though she didn't see it.
Sorry. I did it again, where I tried to pause your talking by hitting spacebar.
How dare you try to pause me?
My apologies. Okay, part 34.
34.
34 kidnapped. You know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Like, we did that in like 2 hours. 2 hours, only 2 hours. That's amazing. Though we did basically just steal off Henry Gilroy quite a bit.
Okay, that's valid. Yeah.
Thank you, Henry Gilroy.
Good man. Great job.